All right, perfect. All right, so let's jump right into it. So 3 things that I find to be things that you could focus on, things that you could just easily add to what you're eating in a day, to your week of eating, that's going to help you to get a maximum amount of nutrients. So sometimes when you're wanting to eat healthier, it's not always the easiest thing to do to get started, or maybe you don't like salads or vegetables, or there's so many things that you're thinking about that you're overwhelmed when it comes to nutrition. So I like to keep it really simple, and it's better to start small and to start somewhere than to be overwhelmed and to not even start, or to try to be perfect and to do every single thing and start with every single new way of eating, a new way of being all at once, and then you quit. Okay, so we're trying to avoid that. All right, so here's 3 ways to make eating healthier easy. Sorry for my annoying dog. So the first is going to be smoothies. I'm sure you are not surprised by that, but there's a couple of different reasons for that. So smoothies are a really great way to get nutrients. You can put so many different nutrient-dense foods into one smoothie and make it a very easy, fast way to have a healthy meal. Now, I know some people, when I mention smoothies, they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much sugar in smoothies. So there's a couple different types of smoothies out there. I think sometimes when you go to restaurants, you go to smoothie bars, they're actually putting sorbet and ice cream in your smoothie. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you're using generally like a base of some type of nut milk, water, coconut milk. Then you're adding some fruit to it. You can do low glycemic fruit. You could do berries. Berries are going to be the most important fruit, I think, to add because of the nutrients, because of the antioxidants. You could put bananas in there. Bananas make them very creamy. You could put nuts and seeds in there. You're going to get lots of minerals. A lot of the different nutrients we need for healthy hormonal health are going to be found in raw nuts and seeds. So adding a Brazil nut, adding some walnuts or cashews, like not all of those at once, but adding some of those to your smoothie. You can also add and hide vegetables into your smoothie. Yes, I do this for my kid too. We can trick ourselves with this as well. So some greens that I really do like in my smoothies that I don't really taste is I'll put microgreens in my smoothies, like sunflower or broccoli or pea microgreens. You don't even taste them. Spinach is another one. Kale does pretty good. Just make sure to take the middle stem off because that's going to be a little thick. You could also do Swiss chard. I wouldn't recommend. I feel like that green is just way too rich in flavor. You could also do greens powders. That's a really simple way to add greens, and you most likely won't even taste them in there. And then you can also add superfoods. You could add maca. You could add wolfberry juice. You could add all kinds of different things that you want to put in there. You can also put healthy fats in there. Now, for some people, mixing the fats in the fruit will make them fart. So however your digestion is, you could just take the fat at another time, but you can put healthy fats in there. And then you've got this super jam-packed smoothie that is worthy of being a meal. Oh yeah, I always add protein powder. I mean, that's kind of like a given, but I always add protein powder to my smoothies so that you have a complete meal. I make sure that every snack, every meal I have does have protein in it. So protein powders in there would be great too. Someone's asking about PCOS and smoothies, the insulin levels. So when you're making smoothies for PCOS, you just want to be aware of the types of fruit that you're using. You can use grapefruits. You can use frozen fruit. You can use acai berry. Acai berry has 0 sugars in it. You don't have to use the higher sweet fruit such as bananas or mangoes are going to be very high sweet fruits. Maybe stay a little away from those and just stick to frozen berries. You can make smoothies without any fruit in them. You can make smoothies that are going to have like maybe chocolate protein powder in them, but there's no sugar in that protein powder. You can make coconut-based smoothies. You don't always have to go straight for the fruit. I personally think regardless of if you have PCOS or not, you should be including berries in your diet because of the antioxidants. But you don't have to. You could put avocado in your smoothie to make it a very creamy smoothie to replace that banana. So just because you have PCOS doesn't mean you can't have smoothies. You just would maybe pick your ingredients a little bit differently. But I don't think everyone should be putting 3 cups of fruit in their smoothie either. You don't really need that. I do half a cup to a cup of fruit. A banana would be like half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of fruit. So, all right, so smoothies, right? You can jam pack them. There's so much you could do with them, and they take like a couple of minutes. It is worth it to invest in a good smoothie or in a good blender. I use the Vitamix, but I know there's other brands that have come out that are really great as well. But it's worth it because a lot of those will have, what is it called? When it breaks and you can send it in and they send you a new one, they have warranties. So it's worth it. Like I've had my Vitamix probably 10 years and it's been replaced 3 times. I've gotten a new Vitamix 3 times. So I spent $400 for that. And I've had 3 very high-end, wonderfully functioning blenders, and I'll have them for life because it's a lifetime warranty. So There you go. Okay, so next tip. The second way to make eating healthier for fertility health easier is to eat lots of colors and superfoods. So I know, like I was saying at the beginning, we can really get caught up in which nutrient's best. Am I doing it right? Is this one harmful? Is that like, don't go down that road. Don't let this be a whole other level of stress for you. You're probably stressed out about enough. So to make it really light and easy, try to just eat lots of different colors of foods. So an easy way to do that is to do besides a smoothie, is to do a salad. And on that salad though, don't make it like boring. So make a salad, put lots of different colors of veggies, and then put your protein on it, put your meat on it, put your whatever protein you eat. If you eat beans, if you eat rice, put that on it, and have an awesome dressing that has healthy oil in it. Don't eat canola oil. Don't eat, make sure it's a real food oil. Like avocado is a great salad dressing oil, sunflower seed oil. A lot of different companies are making salad dressings that have healthy oils in them. So lots of colors and superfoods. You could also make a really cool charcuterie and just cut up lots of different colors of veggies, have dips like, hummus and salad dressings and things like that. And just like really make it fun and easy for yourself, but just like approach it as like color, because all of those colors are representing different nutrients, different compounds. And I'm more about the macronutrients than about the micronutrients and the macronutrients. Yes, carbs are needed and proteins needed and fats are needed, but that's like so basic. So we're wanting to get all those amazing rich compounds that are making up the colors of these foods, that are making the antioxidant profile, helping with inflammation. Those things in my mind are what's more beneficial. Yes, grapeseed oil is another one that's great because of how they can help to heal cells, help with cell turnover, reduce inflammation, all these other things that really help to make biological changes in the body, not just building the body, not just like the basic maintenance and daily repair, which is a miracle. It's not basic, but you know what I'm saying? We want these compounds that are found in these foods because they have these colors. They're going to be providing us with different things. Also adding superfoods. So superfoods are basically foods that in their category end up being the highest in nutrients for that category. So like for instance, fruits, blueberries are some of the highest in antioxidants. Wolfberries are the highest in antioxidants. So those would be nutrient dense. I would consider those superfoods, whereas bananas are magnificent and I love them, but I don't consider them a superfood because the nutrients that are in them, they're great, but they're not the highest in their category for those specific nutrients. So that's just some examples. And then the last one is and this one you guys probably won't like. The last one is to cut out added sugars. This is, if I were to say, kind of one of the biggest things, besides obviously not eating fast foods, to eat healthier is to cut out added sugars. So what is added sugar? That's going to be when you buy something and it has sugar added to it. This isn't going to be things that naturally have naturally occurring sugars, such as fruit. So added sugars, that would be fruit juice, even though it does come from fruit. That's like a very concentrated amount of sugars, cakes, pastries, adding sugar to things that you're eating or drinking. So an easy way to still live a life where you enjoy sweet things, because I do too, is to just use replacements. Stevia's come a long way. Hey, Jeanine. Sorry, an alarm is coming out for a meeting. Okay, there we go. So stevia's come a long way. Monk fruit is fantastic. That's my husband's favorite. I personally cannot tell the difference between the taste of sugar and monk fruit, but I also have been eating it for years, so maybe I'm jaded. But just finding these replacements so that you can have sweets in your life. You can still make things if you like to bake sweets or you like to have cookies or whatever. You can just replace the sugar with these other types of replacements. Easy peasy, right? And then also what happens is that you start craving sugars less, and that also ends up being really important because it becomes easier. The whole cut out sugars reason is for two main things. The first is we want to keep insulin levels balanced, even if you don't have PCOS or anything like that. And overall, for hormonal health, we want to keep our hormone levels balanced, and insulin response, blood sugar, glucose levels, those types of things can play a big role in how we produce hormones, producing cortisol, estrogen, excess estrogen. This whole world of hormones can be really tied to high sugar consumption. In the United States, we consume about 55 pounds of sugar a year. It's absolutely insane. The recommended daily allowance of sugar by the Heart Health Association, I forgot what organization it was, but anyways, they were saying to try to keep it under 25 grams of sugar per day. That would basically be one soda. So just have an idea if you ever want to kind of look at how much sugar you're eating. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm fine. Just do a chronometer for a day, which is like a free app where you can type in your food for the day and it'll tell you how much sugar you're eating, essential fatty acids, all the nutrients, everything, and see how much sugar you're eating for that day, just to kind of get a wake-up call. If I don't really just focus, and I eat really 95% healthy. If I'm not focusing on it, I will go over that 25 like easily. So when you eat at home, it's a lot easier. So anyway, so cutting out added sugars. The other reason, the first reason was for hormone balance. The second reason is to reduce inflammation. One of the many causes of inflammation in the body is lots of sugar, added sugars, irritation that's happening. So those are just two of the benefits besides having, healthier body overall. So those are my 3 tips. Those, of course, aren't the only things to focus on for nutrition. I am going to be teaching a class tomorrow, Tuesday, June 22nd at 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. It's a totally free class about fertility nutrition. And I'm going to get into more details into fertility nutrition like I talked about today, not just let's eat a whole foods diet. Like that's the shortcut. Like if you can't make the class, that's the shortcut. But we're going to really dive into a couple of different factors such as antioxidants, inflammation, a lot of things caused by processed foods, and tips on what to do, how to get started with nutrition, and all of those things. So the link, if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio at Natural Fertility Info. You can just click on that link and register for the free class. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, I just put the link in the comments. You can copy and paste that, and you can go ahead and just register for that free class that's happening tomorrow. If you can't make the class, just register anyways, and the replay will be sent to you. But I'll be talking all about fertility nutrition. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I can stay on for like 2 minutes because I have another meeting I'm going to, but if you guys had any questions, what are other superfoods besides blueberries? Grapeseed oil. Yeah, grapeseed oil is fine. Ninja's a good blender. Awesome. I know my sister had a Ninja. I never got to use it though. Thanks for the motivation. I was seriously going for rice and greens this morning for breakfast. Very cool. That's when we were in Thailand, that's what we had for breakfast. Most places don't eat breakfast like we do. Like when we were in Europe, they had like the American breakfast, and then they had like their, what they normally eat. So it's pretty funny because I guess we eat a very different breakfast than a lot of people. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. We've got some questions over here. Jennifer. All right, Jennifer, I'll take a look to see. I'll take a look out for you. Any thoughts on matcha? I personally love matcha. It depends if you're doing caffeine or not. I think matcha is incredible. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day.